Hi guys, welcome to Premier League Prediction Week 23. Change of scenery today. Got some work going on in my house over this weekend, so I've had to move stuff around and bits and bobs and everything like that. So let's get straight to it. We have the 12:45 kick-off tomorrow, which is Norwich versus Liverpool. Obviously Liverpool want to bounce back, after playing quite well against Manchester United at home last week. And nothing to show for it. I thought Manchester United were really rubbish, to say the truth, and I think Liverpool showed up like they did against Arsenal, and didn't really have much to show for it. Okay, they got a point against Arsenal, but that didn't really make out for the performance that they had, and the same with the one against Man U. I do think that they'll win tomorrow. I'm going to go Norwich 1, Liverpool 2. Then we go to the 3 o'clock kick-off. Speaking of Man U, we have Man U versus Southampton. And as I say, I thought Manchester United were garbage last week. I really do. They had one shot on target, which obviously is the main thing. They scored, and 1-0. But other than that, I thought they were absolutely garbage. I thought De Gea came to their rescue again. I think they will struggle tomorrow, even though it's at Old Trafford. But I do think that Manchester United will win. I'm going to go for a very tight one. I'm going to go Man U 1, Southampton 0. Feel free to comment in the comment section below, by the way, if you completely disagree with my comments about the Liverpool game, Man U game, but that's just my personal opinion. If you saw it in a different eye, then please do let me know. Man U fans, if you're watching this, and Liverpool fans, let me know, your thoughts on the game, which is what these videos are all about. Me giving my predictions, and then you commenting on the comment section below of what you thought. Then we move on to Leicester versus Stoke again. No disrespect to Aston Villa. I thought Aston Villa played quite well in the second half, to tell the truth, last week. As I say, no disrespect to Aston Villa, but I thought that's quite a bad point in Leicester's point of view. Going to Villa Park and only picking up a point, especially if they want to consider themselves, as title contenders, and where they are in the league and where Aston Villa are in the league. Okay, you can't really take football like that sometimes, but I think Leicester, should have put Aston Villa to bed. I don't think Leicester turned up, to tell the truth, and to be fair, Aston Villa could have had a lot more, because they should have had at least one penalty, if not two. So I thought Leicester were quite lucky last week. Stoke, very good draw against Arsenal last week, in their point of view. And again, I'm going to go for a tight draw. I'm going to go Leicester 1, Stoke 1. Then we have Watford versus Newcastle. A couple of eyebrows are going to be raised at me here. I'm going to go Watford 0, Newcastle 2. I think some of the games I've watched Newcastle last couple of weeks, especially the Manchester United one, they really did not put up a fight in that game. And it shows that Newcastle, when they do put their heads together, they have got goals in them, and they can perform like a football team, which is what And Newcastle has got a very high reputation, And again, when they put their heads to it, and that they really do look like a good team. And they can keep putting in performances like that. As I say, I think that Newcastle can get out of trouble. So I'm going to go, as I've always said, Watford 0, Newcastle 2. Then we have Crystal Palace versus Tottenham. Obviously, Tottenham had a good win at Leicester in the FA Cup on Wednesday or Tuesday night, whatever it was. And I think they'll take that good form into the game against Crystal Palace on Saturday, tomorrow, who have not been in the best of form lately. And I'm going to go Palace 1, Spurs 3. Then we have Sunderland versus Bournemouth. Again, that could be quite a lively game. But two teams that like to score, two teams that are not very good in defence. But again, a couple of eyebrows may be raised at me. I'm going to go for a tight game in this one. It's very rare I go for tight games in those kind of games. Two attacking sides, but I've gone for a very tight one. I'm going to go Sunderland 1, Bournemouth 0. That'd be a very good 3 points for Sunderland. Who need to get themselves out of trouble, being at home. As I say, Bournemouth are down there with them. You do need to beat the teams that are around you, and being at home as well, you should be beating the teams around you. So I think Sunderland will just about edge it 1-0. We have a West Midlands derby, West Bromwich Albion versus Aston Villa. Again, you need to beat the teams around you. I would say that West Bromwich Albion are not quite clear out of trouble yet. They can still get dragged down there. I think they're about 3 or 4 points clear as it stands. Draws are not really good for Aston Villa at the moment, but because it's a derby, West Bromwich Albion, I know that Aston Villa will raise the game, so will West Bromwich Albion. And again, I'm going to go for a tight 1-1. Not really good enough for Aston Villa, because they do need to get 3 points on the board. But you know, I can only say what I think the outcome will be. Then we have the 5:30 kickoff, which is West Ham versus Manchester City. Obviously, earlier on in the year we watched West Ham beat Manchester City at the Etihad. I think it's going to be some time. I think it's going to be time for some revenge. I'm going to go West Ham 1, Man City 2. As I say, Manchester City can't afford to drop any more points. And last week against Crystal Palace, they showed, you know, they ain't messing around anymore. And they got 3 points on the board. In fact, they've got 3 points on the board the last 2 games, I think, now. So yeah, Man City have said that they're not messing around anymore, and they need to start getting back on track, which is what they're doing at the moment. Then we move to the Sunday kickoffs, which is the first one, 1:30, Everton versus Swansea. As I say, Swansea have struggled really bad this year. You know, Everton in their hand have had some really good games, especially that one against Chelsea last week. Was that a bad point for Everton, or was it a good point for Everton? Not quite sure. I mean, 2-0 up, then was it 2-2, 3-2 up, and then, you know, 3-3. So how do you look at it? Would you take? I think they would have took a point, you know, before the game going up to Stamford Bridge. So I'm going to go for a good point. You know, I think it was a good point. Being at home on Sunday at Goodison Park against Swansea, I'm going to go for quite an easy win for Everton. I'm going to go Everton 2, Swansea 0. And then we finish off the weekend with the big, massive game, which is Arsenal versus Chelsea at 4 o'clock. Again, we spoke about Arsenal the last couple of weeks. I said, you know, if you want to start, you know, taking a serious start contenders, you know, you need to start winning games that you're expected to win, like Stoke away, like Liverpool away. You know, okay, they are tough grounds to go to. I understand that. I understand that Manchester City, Chelsea, and all these other teams that have gone to Stoke this year and didn't get 3 points. I understand that. You know, but if we want to prove that we're better than them lot, then we need to outdo them and do the things that they couldn't do. We haven't done that. We've picked up 2 points out of possible 6 last 2 games. Not good enough really for people that want to be title contenders. I know that Chelsea raised the game, they always do against Arsenal. Arsenal raised their game, they always do against Chelsea, apart from when we lost 6-0, but we won't go there. It's not good enough for Arsenal. I don't really think it's good enough for Chelsea either, because they need to start winning, so do Arsenal. I'm just going to call it how I think it will be. I'm going to go for a very tight 1-1. I think both teams won't go all guns blazing out, because obviously they'll be very defensive, cautious of one another, and both teams will just won't want to get hammered by one another. So yeah, I think we'll keep it very tight between the 2 teams, and yeah, 1-1, which would be 3 points out of possible, you know, 9, which again isn't really good enough, but you know, hi ho, there you go. So that has been my predictions for this weekend, guys. I do appreciate you watching and commenting quite lately and getting more subscribers as well. So thanks for watching this video, guys, and I will see you next Monday, because we have an FA Cup next week, and then the Premiership play on the Tuesday and the Wednesday. So I'll see you on the following Monday, and we'll take it from there. Thank you for watching, guys.